Good evening.
Hello.
Look behind you. Look behind you. Is anybody following you? Is anybody following you because they want to?
Yes.
Because that is a leader. A leader is somebody that you follow because you want to, not because you have to. I was 12 years old and I was doing one of these apartheid era school camps. You know how they go, right? I was 12, yeah. And I was 12 years old and the adults came and they were telling us how to be leaders. I don't know what. And they had set us some sort of task. And so I was sitting there talking to the people, listening to what they had to say. We were trying to solve the problem. The problem wasn't being solved. It was a difficult problem. One of the adults came and they listened to me and they saw me talking to the people. I had no idea what was going on, none. And then about an hour later they came and they said, we saw you leading people. I wasn't leading people, I was listening to people. I wasn't leading people, I was trying to solve a problem. I was trying to get different points of view. And so they gave me a badge. They said, you are the leader. And the moment they gave me that label, in one instant, I became a complete tyrant. If I had known about Ukraine, I would have invaded it immediately. I was a dictator. It was amazing. It happened in one instant. When they told us to clean the toilets, I didn't clean the toilets. I had people for that. I couldn't find them because they were gone. Nobody was following me. I didn't have a team. I was leading nothing. It was so bad that when it came to grade 10, standard 8, we did the same thing again, but this time I lied to my parents. I said nothing. And so every day I would go to school, there was nobody there. They were all on the camp, but I did not want to go through that humiliation again. It was lonely at the top because there was nobody around me. And then fast forward 36 years, I was elected. People voted for me to become the leader of an organization of 2,500 people. Yeah, pretty good, eh? And exactly 1 second later, I became a tyrant. I had learned nothing in 36 years. If I had known about Ukraine, I would have invaded it. It was lonely at the top. There was nobody around me. I learned that leadership is not something anybody can give you. Leadership is something that you do when you serve people. Leadership is something that you do when people follow you because they want to. And why are they following you? Because you keep them safe. Because you are looking after them. Because you want the best for them, not for yourself. I had not learned that. And so my team, they said, look, this is not going very well. We were in a place called Las Vegas. What happens in Vegas? It goes on YouTube. And we were on the 6th floor of the hotel conference center. There was a red carpet, and it was empty. There were no tables, just chairs. And we sat around in a circle. And they had found an old man. I think he was from Boksburg, an old man from the east. He wasn't from Boksburg. he really was ukehla, they call him, you know. He was a wise man, older than me. And he said, okay, run your meeting. And I knew everything. I knew exactly what had to happen. And so I said, we need a budget from you. I need a report from you. And the deadline is the 30th of September from you. And the guy next to me said, say please. And I said, what? He said, say please. And when he said that, I realized the tyrant I had become. I realized that in order to get anywhere, I had to put people first. And so I said, excuse me, the deadline's the 30th of September. We need the budget to submit to the states. Do you think we could have it out by then? What do you need from me? Everybody started laughing. Because finally I had learned that lesson I didn't learn when I was 12. When you listen, when you get other people's points of view, you can solve any problem. And suddenly it didn't feel so lonely at the top. So now, the graduates of the leadership course all have a hand gesture. Please show us your hand gesture.
Yes.
And this hand gesture, we remember it, right? This hand gesture represents who we are as leaders. It represents who we want to be as leaders. It represents the kind of person we want to be when we lead. Because nobody can tell us we're a leader. Leader is something we do every day. When we keep people safe, when we've got their backs, when we listen to them. Godfrey told me a story. He said he went to Lille. And one of the guys who was taking him around, a senior person at Leroy Merlin, he says they got to the parking lots in the rain like today, you know. He says they were going into the door of the building, which is over there. And the man said to Godfrey, it's going to take us about 45 minutes to get to my office. And Godfrey said, it's 200 meters. I know that up here in the north of France you move slowly, but that's ridiculous. And he said it took 45 minutes to get into the building because every step the man took, the senior guy, he stopped and he greeted somebody and he recognized their name and he exchanged a few words, and then the next person came. They were all happy to see him, right? Because he put people first. This is a leader. They're not following him because they have to. They're following him because they want to. One of my proudest moments was towards the end of my term as an elected person. Somebody said, you realize we're not doing this for the organization, we're doing this for you. I said, what are you talking about? He says, we are loyal to you because I had learned to say please. So I want to leave you with the following things. Number one, if ever you feel like it's lonely at the top, look around, look behind you. Maybe the people are following you because they don't want to, because they have to. Maybe it's time to start listening. Maybe it's time to start understanding people first. The second thing is leadership is not something anybody can give you a label for. Nobody can give you the label of leader. A leader is somebody who does something, who looks after people, who puts people first. And the third thing I want to say is, look behind you. Tomorrow, look behind you. And just have a look to see if there's anybody following you because they want to. And if they are, then you are a leader. Thank you so much.